ओम सदाशिवसमारंभां शंकराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुर्साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। समस्तजनकल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरम्। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं। शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तः पुनः पुनः। हरि ओम्। So the errors from other schools we discussed. These are the errors: Atmakyati, Asatkyati, Akyati, Anyata Kyati, Anirvachaniya Kyati. This is the 5 Kyatis, very popular Kyati. And few more Kyatis also is there, 7, 8 Kyatis. That is added. This is very popular 5. This is more than enough. You will be reading some other books, Vedantic books. Other Kyatis, if you find, you add it. That's all. But 5 is enough for your syllabus. Okay? It's very popular 5. Atmakyati, you understood. What is Atmakyati? You know Asatkyati, Akyati. So we studied Anyata Kyati and we studied Anirvachaniya Kyati also. So all the 5 Kyatis. Anyway, the point is, whatever may be the theories, in all theory, one thing is very, very common. What is that? Seeing one thing on another thing. The superimposition is common. So to establish that point only, Bhagavan Adi Shankaracharya brought the views of other schools on Khyati or error. Worldly experience corroborates this superimposition. He brought 2 examples. Shuktika hi rajatavat ekas chandraha saddutiyavat. 2 moons or a hibiscus crystal example. This is Sopadika, snake rope and shell and silver is Nirupadika. The difference between the Sopadika and Nirupadika, in Sopadika you have external factor to condition to get that adhyasa. In Nirupadika, the shell itself is creating the silver coin, or the rope itself is creating the snake. So that is the difference between Sopadika and Nirupadika adhyasa. The another objection to superimposition. This is a very nice question. Question is very nice. And answer also very nice. Very interesting thought he brought here. Shall we move forward? Whether you come along with a thought or not, the vehicle will move forward. You have to catch it. Okay? But we will try to stop vehicle. I will try to move the vehicle in first gear, not top gear. First, slowly. This is very interesting objection. Sometimes you are flowing with your life, suddenly one objection will come. From where? From my own family member only. Objections. What objection? When you see the objections, very, very nice objection, then you have to answer it. The thing is, Bhagavan himself is bringing this kind of objection. A nice concept he had, Adi Shankaracharya. What is the concept? Purva Paksha and Siddhanta. It's a very nice concept. Purva Paksha means whatever the opposite person is asking the question, same question is asked by Acharya himself. Why you are asking questions? I know how to answer your question. I know better how to answer very, very critical, how to bring very, very critical questions. So he himself is bringing the question, how the opposite person can bring. So the Purva Paksha and Siddhanta, he himself is answering. Very, very complicated question, perfect answer. So in our case, we also will bring question, very, very easy question we will make. Why? To answer it very easily. Suppose university is asking, you make your own question. It will be all one word answer. One word question. Very, very easy. You will get 100 mark. So here question is very powerful. Answer perfect. Purva Paksha and Siddhanta concept of bringing or doing the Vichara. The method of Vichara analysis is Purva Paksha Siddhanta method. Now the Purva Paksha. The first point. Yeah. So first I will explain the concept, then we will get into the passage, Sanskrit passage. Now, this is object, this is subject, and this is object. Okay? Very, 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 very popular. This is what that. Asmat, this is Ushmat. This is Vishaya, this is Vishayi, this is Vishaya. First day we studied, first, second day, that point. Must be thinking, hey, somewhere I heard this Vishaya, Vishayi, Ushmata, Asmata. Subject, object. This is Vishayi and this is Vishaya. And this is Asmata and this is Ushmata. Okay, now you take this. In the outer world, the example from outer world, if you want to superimpose one thing, you have to find out one object outside, and you have to find out another object outside. So one object can be superimposed on another object. This is okay? Clear? Thought clear. This also object, this also object. So you superimpose this object on this object. Clear? Clear? Okay? Right. Thought by that. Now. Okay. Now, in the same way, the snake also object, rope also object. So you need to have two objects to superimpose. Okay? Clear? Because outside the world, you need to have two objects to superimpose one object on another object. Okay. So the problem is, what he is asking, sir, these are all objects, body, mind, intellect, the objects. Because you can see object. But you are superimposing object of body, mind, intellect on the subject. It is, you cannot perceive it. You cannot perceive. This is not object. This is not a pratyaksha. No, whether it is rope or a shell is pratyaksha, you can see. So you can see both the things and you can see both these things also. These things can be superimposed on shell and rope. But here, I am asking a question. You can see what the body, mind, you can see body, you can recognize mind, you can see the intellect. Okay, you consider all the things as object. But to superimpose this object, you need to have another object. Now here, the subject is, you cannot perceive. Apratyaksha. How can you superimpose body, mind and intellect on Atma? Getting it? Very, very nice objection. So the outside world, whatever says, you need to have one object and another. One object can be superimposed on another object. Now here, you are superimposing body, mind and intellect on the subject itself, which is not visible, formless. You cannot perceive the Atma, I. How can you superimpose? 5 days you are telling superimpose. Now only I am asking the question, how can you superimpose first of all? I hope you are getting the point, okay? The point is clear? Yeah, first you have to understand the objection. Simple, very simple. This is one object, sir. This is one object and another object. So the outside world, you can superimpose one object on another object. It's easy. Here, you superimpose body, mind and intellect, the objects on the subject which is formless. How can you superimpose? That's the point. Okay. This is the question, okay? Now whatever you understood, you understood. Now we are going to see this passage. So what you have understood, that's what you are going to read it. So don't get frightened, okay? Sanskrit. You understood the point. You understood. Now I'm going to read it. Katham punaha. Okay, shall I read? Okay. Katham punaha pratyagatmani avishaye adhyasaha vishayatadharmanam. Now he's asking the question, sir, Katham, how again can there be on the inner self, pratyagatmani avishaye? The inner self, the Atma is not Vishaya. It's not Vishaya. This is Vishayi. Are you getting it? This is Vishayi, not Vishaya. So Pratyagatma is not Vishaya. That means this is Vishayi. How can you superimpose? Adhyasa can happen. Vishaya tadharmana. That's why Vishaya means here body, mind and intellect. The body, mind and intellect is Vishaya, tadharma. How can you superimpose body, mind and intellect and their attributes on Pratyagatma, which is not object? Okay. Why? In my experience, what I see outside, one object can be superimposed on another object. Silver can be superimposed on shell, snake on rope. In here, so the thing on which you are superimposing is not object, avishaya. The Pratyagatma is not Vishaya. But you are still superimposing. Getting it? Are you okay? Yeah. And he is telling the reason. Sarvohi purovastita vishaye vishayantaram adhyasyati. Yeah. The point is here. Yeah. Sarvopi. Okay. Adhyasyati. So you take this as one point. Sarvopi. For all people outside, on an object that is present in front. So present in front of you. The objects are present in front of you. Puro avasthita vishaye vishayantaram adhyasyati. Another object can be superimposed. Simple thought. No need to strain. So what we see outside, one object can be superimposed on another object. So puro avasthita vishaye vishayantaram. Another object superimposed. This is what we see in the world. Okay? Now, yushmat pratyaya apetasya cha pratyagatmanaha avishayatvam bravishi. But now you are telling this pratyagatma. Pratyagatma means atma or what is that? The Brahman which is residing inside this body. Pratyagatma. Pratyagatma avishayatvam. This pratyagatma is not vishaya. That is vishayi. Okay? This is not an object. The pratyagatma is not object. You only told. Just 4 or 5 days you kept on telling that. Pratyagatma is not object, not object. Now, Pratyagatma is not object. Yushmat pratyaya apetasya. That falls beyond the thou notion. So Pratyagatma is not Yushmat. Is it okay? So Pratyagatma is not an object, that's all. The point is Pratyagatma is not you kept on telling. Because in the outside, one object can be superimposed on another object. Here, the Pratyagatma is not object. Subject. Therefore, Yushmat pratyaya apetasya cha pratyagatmana avishayatum praveshi. The Pratyagatma is avishaya. So body, mind, intellect, all these things are Vishaya. So this Vishaya cannot be superimposed on a Vishaya. But so far you told that Vishaya is superimposed on a Vishaya. Excuse me, one object can be superimposed on other object. Have you understood outside? But here the problem, the object of body, mind and intellect, you are superimposing on the subject which is formless, sir. How can you superimpose? That is the point. Have you understood? Why I see in my experience, All the superimpositions happening from one object to another object. Now here your logic is not fitting with this kind of rule. I know you understood. Objection answered. So you have to answer the objection. The question is, now the question. Object, sir. This also object. Okay. The outside object can be superimposed on object. Do you agree that? Oh, you understood. The question is not coming very suddenly here. He's not asking a very sudden question. He kept on listening all the things. He's asking, object only can be superimposed on object. Now, you are telling, object is superimposing on subject, which is Atma. Okay? Atma. The object is body, mind and intellect. So your example is not fitting to my day-to-day experience. That is a question. Why? Well, object Vishaya can be superimposed on Vishaya. Vishaya cannot be superimposed on Avishaya. Okay, va? Understood? So the question is coming from our day-to-day experience. So I observe so many things in my life. So based on my experience, I'm asking this question. Okay? Understood? Okay, good. Whether you understood or not, it's shown like this. Very easy, very easy. Very easy. Because so far this is Avishaya. So the first point what we understood, now Asmat is Avishaya. Okay? Vishayi, Vishaya. There's no problem in that. The question comes from the experience of my day-to-day activity. No. Object can be superimposed on object, sir. Object cannot be superimposed on not object. That is the question. No. So he has to answer. So see how powerful question he raised himself. Now Bhagavan Adi Shankaracharya is answering. Yeah, he had answer also. Very powerful answer. The objection answered. So what is good? This is the example he's telling. Now see, you see the sky? Don't see this part, okay? Don't see this part. Do you see this? Say no. Okay, no. Don't see this. Only sky part. And you don't see this. What is that? Indradhanus. Don't see that. Don't see Indradhanus. Don't see this part. Just see the sky and remove the clouds also. Only the sky without the Indradhanus, without cloud. Because it's very difficult to bring sky in the picture. Very difficult. Whatever I can, I brought it here. How to imagine. Okay? Now see. Remove the Indradhanus, remove all the clouds, remove this base. Just take the clouds. But what is that? Sky. In the sky, that's what Bhagavan Adi Shankaracharya says. When you see the sky, surface of the sky you see, and sky is blue. Two things you are saying that. When you go outside and see, so the surface is like doom. Okay, you see the surface, the doom like the shape you are seeing. At the same time, you are saying the sky is blue. Actually, sky is not blue. Sky doesn't have any shape. But even though sky is not having any shape, you see the shape and you see the blue color. How this is possible? Apratyaksha. So that you cannot see that. Even the Charvaka will not accept the fifth bhuta. First day I told. I only told. I remember the point, okay? Charvaka, I am not able to see the sky. There is no sky. The sky is almost equal to that all-pervading Brahman. Next to Brahman is sky. Sky has got all the qualities. Almost all the qualities are Brahman. Like Brahman. So only one difference between sky and the space and Brahman. The Brahman is Chit, space is Jata. That's all. Otherwise, the space has got all the qualifications like Brahman. Everywhere. You cannot see. You cannot feel. Getting it? All pervading space. So in the space, how the people or the immature people or the balaha, they are superimposing the dome shape and color. Are you getting it? The answer is over. Even though you cannot see, there's a very subtle thing. They are superimposing blue color and what is that? The shape. Answer. See how he thought the answer also. Very powerful question he created and he answered also for the question. So, nachinu. They say in Tamil, nachinu. Great answer. Okay? Now you understood. Question also you understood, answer also you understood. Now I'm going to read the passage, how he's answering. You understood the answer. Answer is over. But you want to confirm with this passage. So this is very frightening to see this passage. I broke the passage for easy reading. Now, Uchchate ayam na tavat ekantena avishayah asmat pratyaya vishayatvat aparokshatvacha pratyagatma prasiddhehe. He says that. Sir, uchchate. I will reply. Okay? Ayam na tavati ekantena avishayah. This is not avishaya. The inner self is not avishaya. Even though I told in the earlier class, this is vishayi. Okay? Vishayi, this is not an object. I told, yes, I only told. Na tavati ekantena avishaya. Yes, that is not object. But asmad pratyaya vishayatvat. But I feel that I am existing in my experience. Okay? Aparokshatvat. I have experience that I am existing. Pratyagatma prasiddhe. I have feel. So I am the Pratyagatma. I feel that I am existing. I know about myself. So in my experience, I have the feeling of I. I means not ego I. Beyond ego, the truth I. So in my meditation, I experience the existence of that Brahman or Atman. Because I experience Pratyakshatvat, Pratyagatma Prasiddhi, it is Prasiddhi, it is there. Now it has become the Vishaya. You consider a Vishaya as a Vishaya. That's all. Getting it? You consider x is equal to 0 to solve the problem. Okay? So what he says that, yes, you are right. This is not Vishaya, but for our study, you take this Atman also as Vishaya. I hope you are getting it. Yeah. So how can you say this is Vishaya? Because I experience that. I experience. Aparokshatvascha pratyagatma prasiddhi. It is there. I notion is there. Everybody has got the I notion. Okay? Because of being that object of I notion. Asmat pratyaya vishayatvat. Yeah, it is there. So I tell you, I do not know how many of you know Tamil. Even though many of you do not know Tamil, now and then I speak Tamil. In Tamil, in Vedanta you say Brahman, Brahman Atman, Atman, Vedanta Brahman Atman, and truth also. If you are highly not a traditional person, then you say truth. You will not say Brahman and Atman. Why? But if you go to temple, you tell Brahman Atman. I'm not going to tell. I'm not going to the temple. So I will call this Brahman as truth. Why? Spiritual person. You are a religious person. Brahman Atman. And truth. So, okay, whatever by name, so you call it that. Truth or Brahman or... Now, in Tamil, so other than this Brahman, this is objects, okay? In English. There are objects. This is the subject, Brahman, Atman or truth. In Tamil, what we say, this Atman is called பரம்பொருள். பொருள். ஓகே, பொருள். இது வந்து பரம். So I have written in Tamil and English also I written. பரம்பொருள். பரம் means அது high, higher. You know, param in Sanskrit is a very higher. Paramatma, param. Porul means the object. Porul means object. Getting it? Object. So Tamil has got very nice word to answer this question. Bhagavan Adi Shankaracharya says here, even though I told that this is not falling under the category of porul, this is not, Paramatma is not object, not
Swamiji, your mic is not working.
okay, what? Okay? Tamil has got the answer. Even though this param is not porul, okay? This Paramatma is not porul. Porul means object. In Tamil, porul means object. But Tamil says, even though this Paramatma is not object, you consider this Paramatma as object. Why? You are very, very fond of all the objects. You are fond of all the objects. You need to have some object. So you want to consider Paramatma also as an object. Therefore, all our saints and sages, they came into conclusion, okay, you keep this Atma as an object. But this is higher object. Getting it? The higher object is called Paramporul. Now we are happy. Yes. So if I get Corona, everybody should get Corona, including Paramatma. If I suffer from fever, everybody should get. So I am very, very comfortable with all Porul, but the objects. So if you say Paramatma is not object, I am not comfortable. You bring him also in my level, at my level. So you have to bring him at my level. So Bhagavan Adi Shankaracharya says this is not falling in the category of objects, that is beyond object. No, I will not accept. So I will not come to this game. You play. I will not come. Okay, Shanti, Shanti. I will bring Paramatma to your level. So if I say Paramatma also Vishaya, you are happy. Now I am happy. So if you have problem, if you find people are very, very good, so we are not happy. So you have to find some bad quality in that person. Now I am happy. Otherwise I am not comfortable. So bring Paramatma at object level. This is Paramporul. Porul means object. The same way Bhagavan Adi Shankaracharya is bringing Asmad Pratyaya Vishayatvat. So we have the experience, Vishaya. It has become the experience of I notion. I-ness is there. The deep meditation. You can recognize the I. Aparokshatvat Pratyekatma Prasiddhi. Therefore, you consider this truth also as Vishaya. Because according to your law, Vishaya can be superimposed on Vishaya. So you want to take this also as Vishaya. Okay, you superimpose Vishaya of body, mind and intellect. Body, mind and intellects are the Vishaya. This Vishaya you can superimpose on Atma, the Vishaya. That's okay, there's no problem. But you can superimpose how the children are or the immature people are, how they are superimposing the shape and the color on the sky. In the same way, you can superimpose body, mind and intellect on this truth. Is this okay? Yeah, clear. Double. Clear. Injection is given. Very powerful injection. Nothing. You understood. Nachayamasti niyamaha purovastita eva vishaye vishayantaram adyasitavyamiti. And he says that this is not the rule. So you make rule. You are making rule and you are compelling me also should come under your rule. Bhagavan says that. Nachayamasti niyamaha. That's not necessary. So niyama is not necessary. Puravastita vishaye eva vishayantaram adhyasitavyam iti. So according to your law, so what you told, you have to have one object to superimpose another object. So you are telling, I am telling, this niyama is not right. It's not necessary. So you bring one rule and you are compelling me to come under your rule. So it is not necessary. Pura avastita eva vishaye vishayantaram. Okay, this vishayantaram cannot be superimposed on all the vishaya. Adhyasitavyam iti. Superimpose. Getting it? So I will not come with your rule. That is not that you are making it general. But exceptions are there. Exceptions are there. I tell you, so your rule I will not accept. Bhagavan Adi Shankaracharya says. Why? Apratyakshe api akhyakashe balaha talamalinatadi adhyasyanti apratyakshe api akashe. Akasha is apratyaksha space. You cannot see the space. Not pratyaksha, apratyaksha. Are you getting it? You cannot see. Apratyaksha like Atma. Apratyaksha akasha balaha. Here balaha means those who do not have that kind of the subtle intellect to observe. So this is called bala. These people are called bala. Child-like. Not child-like, but childish or immature. Bala. Even though they have grown, but the mind is not highly matured to absorb the subtle idea. So those people are called bala. Balaha tala malinatadi. Are getting the surface. Tala means here surface. Malinatadi, the color, blue color and all. Blue color, impurities. Adhyasyanti, superimpose. And those people superimpose. See the example. How the Tala Malinatadi can be superimposed on space, in the same way, body, mind and intellect is superimposed on Atma. Powerful answer. But the question also very subtle question. Answer very convincing answer. Highly convincing. See the intellectual, the capacity of our acharyas. Okay? I hope you understood. Okay, va? Evam aviruddaha pratyagatmani api anatma adhyasaha. In this way, aviruddha, there is no contradictions. Your question is not contradicting with my answer. So there is no virodha. There is no virodha. Pratyagatmani api. Pratyagatmani, in an atma. On the inner self, anatma adhyasa is possible. So even this on this atma, you can superimpose anatma like body, mind and intellect. That is possible. So he is concluding. Evam aviruddaha. So when the mathematics, the teacher is bringing the steps, finally the teacher should conclude. Therefore means you have to put 3 dots. When max teacher comes, then immediately Om Sahana Vavatu Sahana Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejas Vinavadhi Tamastu Mavid Vishavahai. Dear students, therefore, just now you started the prayer, immediately you are telling therefore. What you told? You never told it. Something else. Immediately you are telling therefore after the prayer. That means whenever you get this therefore, you should have brought all kinds of the steps. So he brought all kinds of steps and finally he says, Evam aviruddaha. So like this, there is no contradiction. You can superimpose anatma on pratyagatma. How the balas are superimposing surface and the color and the space in the same way. Okay? For your argument case only, he is telling that. To satisfy your argument, your question, he says, okay, you consider Atma also as object, that's all. In Tamil, you say porul. This is also porul. When you consider a body also porul, Atma also porul only. What is that porul? Body is lower porul, Atma is a higher porul, that's all. So body lower பொருள் can be superimposed on higher பொருள். Higher பொருள் is in Tamil பரம்பொருள். அவ்வளவுதான். Is it okay? Yeah, okay only. Okay. So he comes down to our level to satisfy our answer because we are all comfortable with the பொருள், the things. So he answered. Okay. Now moving to next. Superimposition in science. Now is going to twist. Nice twist. Carla, twist. Very nice twist. So you know what is the objection, you know what is the answer also. Nice objection, very powerful answer. If you think that, oh, you will enjoy that objection or answer. How he brought the objection, how he answered the objection. See the Purva Paksha question. He himself is creating Purva Paksha question. He himself is answering. Every professor should understand, the teacher should understand how to bring question, how to answer convincingly. Because all are highly intellectual people. Highly intellectual people. This is not Bhakti Marga, this is Jnana Marga. So this is the subtle question and this is the subtle answer. Very powerful. Okay. Now, he is going to give nice twist here. Interesting. Interesting. You are going to enjoy small, nice thought. Not small thought, subtle thought. Twist, okay? Now you are going. This is where you are living, that road, not our road. So our road will not be like this. One person will come here, other person will come here, we also go. So all mess. Auto, bus, lorry, cycle, motorbike, and the cows also will be there, goats. All will come, all direction. Somehow it will be managed and we will go in our way. There it is not like that. You have to go on a lane. So you cannot move to other person's lane. He is also in the high speed. So when you go to your lane, okay, suddenly now road blocked. So road blocks, you have to take this. Small twist. Small about that. You have to shift the lane. Shifting the lane. So when you're going here, oh, this is closed. Okay, take this. This is okay. So far, 4 or 5 days he has brought Adhyasa. Now he is giving new name for Adhyasa. Okay? Very interesting thought. Nice thought. It's a very jolly thought. Now he is not going to take the Adhyasa. Now Adhyasa, instead of Adhyasa, is going to give new name. Okay? Ready? Now. Adhyasa, hereafter Adhyasa will become Avidya. So hereafter he is going to give the name for Adhyasa as Avidya. Why after 5-6 days he has given, the first day itself he must have given. Why unnecessarily wasting 5 days? Why? 5-6 days. The beginning itself he must have given the name. This is the reason is there. Now, okay. Tame tam yevam lakshanam adhyasam panditaha avidyeti manyante tad vivekena cha vastu swarupa avadaranam vidyamahu tametam yevam lakshanam. This thing of said character. Yevam lakshana means the said character. Tam etam. Etam means whatever we studied, the adhyasa. Etam. This adhyasa. Etam adhyasam, okay? This adhyasa. Yevam lakshanam. We studied like that. What is the lakshana of adhyasa? Whatever we studied about adhyasa. Again, I cannot go back and take the whole thing. Excuse me. Whatever we studied about adhyasa. Tam etam adhyasam. Evam lakshanam. This kind of character we studied. So this adhyasa, whatever we studied so far, this is avidya iti manyante. This adhyasa is called avidya. Manyante. They think. Who? Panditaha manyante. Panditaha manyante. The learned people think that This adhyasa is none other than or nothing but avidya. Panditas, the learned people are telling avidya is, adhyasa is avidya. What adhyasa? Whatever we have studied so far about adhyasa, this adhyasa is nothing but avidya. Who told? Panditaha manyante. Learned person, scholars, they think like that. So whatever Bhagavan Adi Shankaracharya explained so far, that is nothing but avidya. Okay, very simple. Now see, very interesting. Twisting. Now is what not twisting, it's changing the lane. Changing the lane. Hereafter, adhyasa into avidya. Okay, simple. Now we call this adhyasa bhashya. Now hereafter avidya bhashyama. Adhyasa bhashya only. Adhyasa bhashya only. But it is taking the different line. There is a reason for this. Okay? Now. Tad viveke nache vastu swarupa avadharanam vidya mahuhu. He introduced this avidya. This avidya can be eradicated. Vivekena, by discrimination, vastu swarupa avadharan. By bringing the discrimination, if I know what is the vastu means the truth. The truth is, if we establish the truth by the discrimination, the social discrimination is different. Excuse me, the social discrimination is totally different discrimination. Here the discrimination means vichara. So by discrimination, if you vastu swarupa avadharan, when we find the truth, establish the truth, then that establishment of the truth by the discrimination is called vidya. Vidya mahu, knowledge or Brahma Vidya. Okay? Brahma Vidya. What is avidya? Avidya means what? Adhyasa means avidya. So adhyasa, whatever we have studied adhyasa, that is called avidya. So when I find out the truth, okay, by the discrimination, so that process of finding out the truth by the discrimination is called vidya. Okay, now, what is avidya and what is vidya is explained here. Vidya means finding out the truth. How? By discrimination. Therefore, the goddess of knowledge, our goddess of knowledge, Saraswati Devi, Vidya, okay? Vidya Devi. Saraswati Devi has got the swan. The swan is Viveka. Okay. See the symbolic meaning. So Bhagavan Vedavyasa brought this Saraswati Devi in the Puranas. Now you tell the Saraswati Devi is for all the stories in the Purana, the Balahar class. As they grow more and more, when they come to Brahma Sutra, now this is Saraswati Devi Vidya, and Saraswati Devi has got the swan as her vehicle. The swan is Viveka. For what? To know the truth. Vastu Swarupa Avadharana. To know the truth, you need to have discrimination. The discrimination, through the discrimination, you get Vidya. Vidya Saraswati Devi, she has got the vehicle Viveka, and through his grace, you come to understand the truth. See the philosophy behind this Puranic story. Interesting, right? See the brilliant, the intellect of Bhagavan Vedavyasa. Okay? So this is what our Gurudev used to bring. So Gurudev Swami Chinmayanji, he has given this kind of view or vision for us, how to look at Puranic stories. It's not the story, you have to see the philosophical background of all the stories. Getting it? No. Okay? So the point is, avidya, adhyasa is avidya. Avidya can be eradicated by vidya. Okay? So 3 points here. You understood. Now, this is avidya. Sometimes avidya means, hey, this is vidya, sir. It's okay. Symbolically, this is Avidya. Parvati. Parameshwar, Lord Shiva is what the Brahman, Parvati is Avidya or Maya. Okay? So, Lord Narayana, Sarva Vyapaka Parabrahma, Purushottama, and Lakshmi Devi, it's Maya. This is how, so we brought that kind of picture in the Puranas. Parvati, Parameshwara, Purusha, Prakriti. Getting it? Brahman and Maya. So, you just take this Maya. Maya, it's very difficult to bring Maya. They bring this Maya there. In Krishna Avatar also, she came and she disappeared. Maya Devi. Okay. The names of Maya, Pradhanam. Pradhana Purusheshwaraha. Pradhana. Name of this Prakriti or Maya. Prakriti. Another name of this concept is Prakriti. Hope you are following. All okay? Yes, sir. Yes, good. Another name of this Maya. See, every name has got meaning. Maya. Another name is Ajnanam. There's so many names for her, synonyms. Another name is Avidya. Okay? Avidya. But here, in this Adhyasa Bhashya, he has not taught that Adhyasa is not Adhyasa is not converted as Pradhana or Prakriti or Maya or Ajnana. So Adhyasa is taken as Avidya. Okay, va? See the name. What kind of name he has given? He could have given the name Pradhanam, Prakriti. So Maya, Ajnana. So many names are there. But you see, he selected Avidya, replacing Avidya. What is Adhyasa? See that? What kind of name you have to choose for this context? For this context, Avidya is more appropriate than other names, even though she has got all other names, Maya Devi. Okay? So Avidya, Adhyasa is what they are taken as Avidya. Now, Adhyasa is Avidya. Why should Acharya start with Adhyasa and take the additional trouble, unnecessarily additional trouble, equating this Adhyasa with Avidya? Right? The point is there. Okay? Point is. The interesting point, I tell you, why unnecessarily he has spent so much of thoughts on Adhyasa explaining and equating this Avidya? Question done. Nice question. If you are a doctor, the person comes to you. The person says that, sir, I have a headache. The head is there. I have a headache. Suppose, for small story sake only I am telling you, okay? So doctors. For this headache, I don't have medicine. No medicine for this headache. So doctor says that, hey, headache, I don't have medicine for this. But what to do now? This person has come. He has brought the problem. I don't have the medicine for this. Cannot be cured. But if I convert this headache into a stomach ache, okay, stomach ache, I have medicine. Getting it? So convert headache into stomach ache. For the stomach ache, I will give you the medicine. It will be cured. I hope you got the point. Okay? And the same way. Sir, I don't have medicine for Adhyasa. Medicine for Avidya is available here. So what kind of medicine? Vidya is medicine. Vidya can be applied to Avidya. If I remove the Avidya, automatically Adhyasa will go away. And super point. This is the core point of the whole Adhyasa Bhashya. Therefore, Bhagavan Adi Shankaracharya is converting Adhyasa into Avidya. Now, Avidya, okay? Transferring, that's what that is. Change the name Adhyasa into Avidya. Yeah, I don't have medicine for... So I convert slowly headache into stomachache. Next day he kept, sir, I have stomachache. Now I have medicine. Take it. Okay? So medicine for avidya is vidya. What vidya? Brahma vidya, Atma vidya. All what is that? Upanishads, Atma vidya. Bhagavad Gita, Brahma Sutta, Atma vidya is there. So I have vidya for avidya. So for adhyasa cannot be. Therefore you convert adhyasa into avidya. Avidya can be eradicated by vidya. See the thought, very, very interesting thought. Actually, the Brahma Sutra is very, very interesting. If you go with the thought, see how he is taking thought by thought, one by one, step by step he is taking. Very interesting. Okay? Therefore, he converted this avidya into adhyasa into avidya. Okay. Now, so this answer is given by our Padmapada Acharya. The Padmapada Acharya only says this kind of answer. What I told you now is the answer given by Padmapada Acharya. But Adi Shankaracharya says only tametam lakshanam evam lakshanam adhyasam panditaha avidyayati manyante. Just he told. Padmapada Acharya gives an answer. Why Acharya told like that? The book is called, I show you. So Padmapada Acharya has written the book. This is the, see the thickness, okay? This is called Panchapadika. At least you should see in your life. That's why I am showing you. Have you seen Panchapadika? No. Now we can, this is Panchapadika. Very, very big, nice, big book, okay? This Panchapadika, written by Padmapada Acharya. The story behind this Panchapadikas, Bhagavan Adi Shankaracharya's students, the 4 popular students. One among them, Padmapada Acharya. Padmapada Acharya, see, every day our Acharya used to conduct the Brahma Sutra class is going on. So Brahma Sutra class, this is Brahma Sutra class, Himalayas, near Ganga. Right. Padmapada Acharya used to take notes. How you are taking notes there? Anyway, we are not going to use this. Okay, take it. Why habit? Very rarely we see the notes. Okay, we can also take notes. Sometimes we work on these notes. Sometimes we'll forget it. Padmapada Acharya is taking the notes and he brought his own reflections also with that Bhashya. Bhagavan Vedavyasa's Sutra and Bhagavan Adi Shankaracharya's Bhashya. For that Bhashya, when he explains, Padmapada Acharya is taking notes and he is bringing his own thoughts for that Bhashya. Okay, this is how the parampara is going. So he has written almost all the Brahma Sutras. All the Brahma Sutras, the notes he has. So one day he took this Brahma Sutra notes with him, and wherever he goes there, he used to study. Okay, he used to study. So he went to Rameshwaram. Padmapada Acharya went to Rameshwaram to have darshan of Lord Shiva, and he told Bhagavan Adi Shankaracharya ji, so I have to go to Rameshwaram to have darshan of Lord, I will come back. He took this work, his work with him, then he went. On the way, he met his uncle. The uncle's house, he stayed a few days and he shared his ideas, Advaita Siddhanta, with his uncle. Uncle is a Pura Mimamsa person. Pura Mimamsa person. He heard this, the notes on Brahma Sutra, he got frightened. Yo. So his philosophy will destroy Pura Mimamsa. So the thoughts about this the Brahma Sutra is very, very powerful. I have to finish this work. So he said that you keep your book here, you go to Rameshwara, when you come back, you can take it. So what the uncle says, this nice uncle, is jealous of his work. So he burned the whole house along with his notes. Because only if he burned the notes, this is not very decent. So you make in such a way that accident happened, the whole the house has burned. Along with the house, the notes also burned. When he came back, Padmabhata Acharya's uncle started crying. Oh Padma, everything is gone. Your notes also is gone. She made all kinds of drama. Padmabhata Acharya, with all that very bad, very sad mood, he came and told whatever happened to Bhagavan Adi Shankaracharya. I lost all my notes. My life work has gone. I took your class and my reflections of everything has gone. Bhagavan Adi Shankaracharya understood what would have happened. Have you told to your uncle? Yes. The uncle is other philosopher. He is not able to digest or recognize Advaita. So Adi Shankaracharya understood all the stories, the attitude behind all the stories, uncle attitude also. He said, Padmapada Acharya, Padma, don't worry. Don't worry. Why? Now every day, so before whether he went to Rameshwara, every now and then, Padmapada Acharya used to read all the notes to Adi Shankaracharya. So he read what the first pada, second pada, third pada, fourth pada, and the fifth pada. The first chapter, every chapter has got four padas. First chapter, Samanvaya Adhyaya, he just told. He just told to Acharya. Acharya remembered everything. And the second chapter, first pada. So first 5 padas, whatever Padmapada Acharya read and showed Adi Shankaracharya, Bhagavan Adi Shankaracharya remembered each and every line, every word in his mind. Acharya told that, Padma, you take notes. Again he brought it down from his own mind. Bhagavan Adi Shankaracharya. All the notes has been taken by Padmapada Acharya again. So this notes again came from Bhagavan Adi Shankaracharya's mind. Getting it? So from the teacher to student, from student to teacher, again teacher to student. This is what that. Panchapadika. Pada means what that the chapter has got the division pada, and only 5 padas only he told. Padmapada told Bhagavan Adi Shankaracharya. Adi Shankaracharya brought this again the notes to Padma. See the story behind this. Any student comes and tells the teacher will not listen. Okay. Here Bhagavan Adi Shankar listened everything and brought it back. This is a problem. In this Pandyapadika, Padmapada Acharya only gives this reason why Bhagavan Adi Shankaracharya is converting the word Adhyasa into Avidya. So this story is needed. Bhagavan, he says that Avidya means Achadagatvam, the function of concealing the inner self. The explanation by Padmapada Acharya. When Bhagavan Adi Shankaracharya says that Adhyasa is Avidya iti manyante, Padmapada Acharya says that why Bhagavan says Adhyasa into Avidya. The reason is given by Padmapada Acharya. Hope you are following. See the students' commitment and the teachers were what to say? Bhagavan Adi Shankaracharya. How they protected the knowledge. The student said something, he brought each and every line, word in his mind and brought it back. This function by itself is not the source of any misery. Avidya is not the problem here. One more point he brings. So the Avidya Achadagatva means what? It covers. The covering is not the problem here. Okay? Covering is not the problem. So this is a shell. Shell is covered by Avidya. Okay? This is covered by Avidya. That is not the problem. Avidya is not the problem here. Then what is the problem? So he said that Adhyasa is the problem. Adhyasa means Aropanam Atadrupa Avabhasitvam. The function of projecting the unreal, not self, on the concealed inner self. So the covering, the truth is covered by avidya. That is not a problem. The truth is what is showed as another thing. That is a problem. Getting it? Avidya is not a problem. Adhyasa is a problem. So what's the difference between avidya and adhyasa? Avidya means covering. Adhyasa means projecting. If I see the person, I do not know anything about that person. So there is no problem. When we say I do not know anything about that person, there is no problem. I do not know anything about the problem, but we say but and we put comma, we bring all our opinion about that person. That brings the problem. So the projection is a problem, not the, or that. I mean, so see, not seeing the rope as a rope is not the problem. Rope is covered, that's not the problem. Projecting snake on the rope is a problem. Okay? I hope you understood. Yeah. So avidya is the power of wheeling and adhyasa is power of projection. That's all. Okay, one is covering, another one is projecting. The covering aspect, the covering the thing is called avidya, the projecting thing is called adhyasa. Okay? So what is the problem here? Adhyasa only brings the problem, not the avidya. So there is no problem with avidya. So we have a problem with the adhyasa. Then what is the answer? What we have to do? Finally, what we have to do? Tell me. You. Grrr, the sound is coming in my mind. Finally, what we have to do? You tell me. So we'll continue tomorrow. With this giddiness, you go and sleep. Make yourself fresh. Tomorrow you come and we'll continue. Okay? Yo. We are not able to sleep. What is this? Avidya, adhyasa. Avidya is not. Avidya is go. You told avidya is okay, but adhyasa is not okay. Yo. So far we thought avidya is not okay. Ayo. Okay. Go and sleep. This is good night or not good night, but go and sleep. Tomorrow you come back. We will get that very clear picture about avidya and adhyasa. Now you have to understand, hereafter adhyasa is avidya. That's it. Now we have the problem with the adhyasa and avidya. So tomorrow we will solve the problem. So I made very nice confusion. Very nice. Nicely confused, successfully. I know when you go to bed, 1 hour you will not sleep. After that you get automatically sleep. Avidya and adhyasa. Tomorrow will continue, okay? So tomorrow I will bring your questions also. So I have other class now. Thank you very much. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Hari Om